Wow, my gorgeous Leo, at the beginning of this week, you are going to have a really, really important message. And this important message you are going to have, it's a lot about this progress you are going to have. This in itself is to do with a sudden progress in your life. You are going to be very happy. You're actually going to be ecstatic, to be quite honest with you, because now you're also going to realize exactly what you want to do and how badly you want to do something really, really specific. So most certainly this progress, it's not going to be such a brilliant time for you, but it's also going to be the moment where you are going to have your own awakening, and you're going to be reminded so beautifully what exactly do you want to do, what exactly do you need to do. So now you are indeed on the right path to get there. So not only you are going to have this important message when it comes to this sudden progress in your life, but now, my gorgeous Leone, you are most certainly going to come up with this conclusion. You are going to realize that there is an important compromise you are going to need to make in order to do what you want to do, in order for you to take this particular path. This in itself is going to be more important than you can possibly imagine, because the compromise that you are going to realize you're going to need to make, it's again to do with something that, I cannot even call it like a compromise anymore. It's just to do with an aspect of your life that no longer serves you. It's to do with an aspect of your life that came to an end. So naturally you are going to be able to move forward with your life. So when I'm saying that you're going to make an important compromise, at the same time this is to do with like an old life of yours that no longer serves you, that is just making you feel really unhappy. In fact, it's to do with you making a compromise with something that has been making you feel so unhappy for the last 9 months in particular. So this is not a bad compromise whatsoever. But let me just remind you that you are going to feel rejuvenated, you're going to feel revived the moment in time you become aware of this sudden progress, because there were lots of like other things on your mind lately that have been like kind of stressing you out. So this in itself, it really is going to be like a breath of a fresh air, like such a gorgeous light at the end of the tunnel, where naturally you are going to have this awakening moment, and you're going to be reminded so much how much some kind of a plan that you've had for a while now means to you. This is brilliant, and you need to understand that the moment in time you make this compromise here, that moment in time, the process of change is already going to start. When it comes to you starting the beginning of such a beautiful journey in your life, because whatever this compromise is, it is to do with something that was making you feel really unhappy, but it was also holding you back from moving forward in your life. You see what I mean? How important this is going to be. This in itself is the beginning of a beautiful journey in your life, and it's also the beginning of your own awakening. And also, my gorgeous Leone, at around the beginning of this week, you are going to realize something so significant as well, that you're going to need to cooperate with a certain person. Okay, you are going to need to cooperate with a certain person, because this in itself, it's really a lot to do with you having this desire to recover what is lost. It's also to do with some kind of a wrongdoings, okay? Some kind of a wrongdoings. This is very complex. This is something that has been going on for a very long time in your life, and it also looks like my gorgeous Leone, that there is a one person or a couple of people that are indeed working behind your back. And maybe there is a person or a group of people who are being very, very naughty, and they're trying to take something that's yours. And this in itself is going to be quite evident at around the midweek, but you just need to give me a second, and I'm going to be talking about this. Is important. First of all, at the beginning of this week, you will see it's absolutely imminent. You will know who this is, and you will know what am I talking about. You will see that it's absolutely imminent for you to actually cooperate with a one particular person. With a one particular person, it's going to be major, but you're also going to need to cooperate with few different people to resolve some kind of issue here. Is just remember, it's to do with you having this desire to recover what is lost, but this is not lost whatsoever. You have a full right to do this. It's to do with you knowing that there's some kind of wrongdoings going on, and if you don't know that, you are going to find out. So it's about you protecting what is rightfully yours. This is important. But in order to do this, you're going to need to cooperate with one particular person, which is going to be fine. That particular person is like official-ish type of person, if you know what I mean. But it's still somebody who you kind of know, kind of really well. But then on another hand, there is going to be a group of other people you're going to have to cooperate for a while, and you're going to be like, oh God, but you're going to need to do that. It's important, and it is part of this process. This is more important than you can possibly imagine. And also, my gorgeous Leonie, at around the beginning of this week, I'm seeing like stranger in the night, Leonie in the morning. You know what, my gorgeous Leonie, at around the beginning of this week, I can see some kind of like somebody's gonna be fancying you. Somebody will fancy you, my gorgeous Leonie. Somebody will really like you at around the beginning of this week, and this is the beginning of this. Of course, if you are in a relationship and you're not looking for anybody, just ignore it, I suppose. You know what I mean? But if you are single and ready to mingle, my gorgeous Leonie, there is somebody very, very beautiful who is about to enter your life. There is somebody really gorgeous who is about to enter your life. Not only this person is like really gonna kind of look really great in general, but this person, it's also gonna be really beautiful inside. And most importantly, you're gonna feel like this person will promote this sense of peace within you. And you're gonna be really surprised when you meet this person how comfortable you actually feel. You're gonna feel like you can take all your clothes off immediately. No, I'm joking. No, joke, and feel comfortable. No, I'm joking. No, you're gonna feel really comfortable about that person straight away. And this is maybe going to confuse you a little bit, but this is a great sign that you are being around a like-minded soul, like a like-minded spirit, if you know what I mean. And that particular person, you are going to cross your path at the beginning of this week, okay? And also, if you do not meet this person at the beginning of this week, you need to understand that that person is going to cross your path at the beginning of this week. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, wherever you're planning to go, you just kind of need to work out where this person is going to cross your path to start with, because that person can cross your path and you can be within the same area as that person somewhere, but you don't even know it yet. So this is the beginning of you crossing your own path. Whether that person is going to make themselves known at the beginning of this week or later on, that really depends. But also, on another hand, when it comes to this beautiful person, for those of you who are like in relationship and don't want anybody, and for those of you who are single and don't want to meet anybody, then this means that this is going to be like a really beautiful friend and a beautiful person who is about to walk into your life. This is somebody who is going to be thinking like you spiritually, and you're going to realize that you're sharing a lot, like kind of a lot of experiences from your past. But on a spiritual level, this is going to be somebody beautiful who is about to enter your life, my gorgeous Leonie, in general, indeed. And also, by the time you get to the midweek, this is when things are going to become very interesting indeed. That's another message here. My goodness, you've got two really major messages this week. My goodness. First message was about this progress, which is going to make you feel alive again. My God, it seems like this progress what was exactly what you needed in order for something to pick you up. You know, this progress at the beginning of this week, it's going to pick you up. And the progress in general, when it comes to something that means to you much, when it comes to something that means to us so much, you know, then it does have this ability to instantly elevate us. So by the time you get to the mid part of this week, it's an important message. You are going to have another message here, and that message, it's about some kind of a conflict. Some kind of a conflict started to dominate your life, and the conflict that I'm talking about, this conflict is connected to you, to this situation where I said to you at the beginning of this week that you're gonna realize you're gonna need to cooperate with one particular person, which is fine, but the other few people it's gonna be like a little bit more difficult. But this is something that you're gonna need to do this. You're gonna need to do for a while, because otherwise you're not gonna be able to do what you wanna do. So now, when it comes to the midweek, you see, this is why this is so important. When it comes to the midweek, this message that you are going to have, it's going to answer the big question you have. This big question, so much clarity is going to come to you through this message. I mean, if you were uncertain about some kind of wrongdoings and some kind of person or a group of people doing something naughty behind your back, if you weren't too certain about it, most certainly now you will kind of know that this is true, you know, because this message is going to confirm this to you. This message is going to confirm this to you. This message is going to be absolutely everything. And it is, you know, to do with a certain conflict from before. And it's to do with like a conflict that's going on right now. Do you know what I mean? And now it's to do with this starting to dominate your life quite a lot. You will realize through this message, when it comes to the clarity that you are going to have, this clarity is going to be about some kind of assistance with an ulterior motive. Really terrible. And maybe this is to do with like a family members, like a people in your life. You know, I'm not being funny, I don't want to scare you, but this is to do with a certain people in your life. I see like a family members, you know, terrible, naughty people, like really naughty people. Family members should be nice, not naughty like this, but there are all sorts of people out there, sadly, you know, some people are really beautiful, really gorgeous in this world, and some people are, oh my God, really horrible. And I'm sorry, but it's true. Some people are beautiful, gorgeous souls, gorgeous spirits, but some people are vile. No, honestly, some people are really horrible. And I think that their role on this spiritual journey is to be really horrible. They're not able to evolve past a certain point. And this type of people are normally focusing on money and finances, like a devilish, you know, like they focus on money and finances, and they're very greedy, and it's always to do with something like that. You know, and this is what we need to realize, you know, in this life. Not everybody is the same, and it's true. You know, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because you have to be very, very careful. There is some kind of family problem going on. Maybe it is to do with some kind of inheritance. Maybe it's to do with some kind of money. You know, but you just need to be very smart here. And it's not only about this message that this is going to confirm this to you, but it's also, you know, you're going to be very happy in itself, because there are going to be several possibilities that you're going to be able to kind of deal with this. There are going to be like several possibilities. Maybe you weren't even like kind of certain 100% that this is happening, like that this is going on. But this message is not only going to confirm this to you, a bit of a peace of mind, but at the same time there are going to be several possibilities you're actually going to have. So you are unlimited possibilities, like so many possibilities, and this in itself is going to be brilliant, because in itself it is like the beginning of like a very, very unusual adventure in your life. Why? Because everything is going to start changing after this moment in time. You are going to learn one of the biggest lessons of your entire life. You are going to learn one of the biggest lessons of your entire life. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to be in that mode where you just can't trust anybody or whatsoever, but you're certainly going to learn some kind of a lesson about people in general. And you will also learn to appreciate your own intuition even more, because all of these things you already were aware of, but it was just really difficult to kind of prove so far. And I will tell you also why this is the beginning of such an unusual adventure, because this is going to sound mental. Yes, this is to do with a certain problem and you needing to put your foot down, but at the same time, this is going to be connected to you coming out of your comfort zone, because there are several journeys and several trips that you are going to need to make when it comes to this later on. It's all starting now. So this is why this is going to be like a mini adventure, because there is one particular journey that you're going to make, and you will go somewhere you haven't been like in a very, very long time, or you're going to need to go somewhere where you've never been before. And this in itself is going to be quite adventurous, because you are going to connect with really, really important people, who are going to give you like a really incredible advice as well. So this is what you need to remember, my gorgeous Leonie, okay? By the time you get to the last part of this week, it's like about this, an opportunity. My God, this is fantastic. You are going to have this brilliant opportunity. When you become aware of this opportunity, the first thing on your mind is going to be like, oh my God, is this really happening? Is this really happening? Because that particular opportunity is an opportunity for you to do what you wanted to do for such a long time. It's about you making an important step, which is going to change your whole lifestyle immediately. It's to do with a plan you've had for absolute ages, but only now this is happening. Within the last about couple of years, or maybe within the last year, quite a lot actually, you've had a bit of a negative change in circumstances, which affected like an ongoing plan in your life, where you want to get to. What do you want to do? But this is a lot to do with like an ultimate plan in your life. Like for example, it's to do with like a massive step that you knew that you need to make in order to start the process of the biggest change in your life. But this is in itself going to reflect on your lifestyle in general. This is really big. But because of this negative change in circumstances a year ago, this has been like kind of slow down. So now when it comes to this opportunity, this is why you're going to be over the moon, because this opportunity, oh my God, you will know that this is to do with like a divine intervention. This is to do with like this divine intervention which is about to take place. And when I say this divine intervention is about to take place, at around the end of this week in itself, the moment in time you have this, you become aware of this opportunity. The moment in time you become aware of this opportunity, at that moment in time, there is also going to be a mind-blowing sign, like a crazy sign, something that like you've never had before, like a very unusual and crazy sign. And if there were like 10 people like standing and looking at that sign, you would be the only one who would be able to recognize this. So it's going to be something so personal when it comes to this sign, my gorgeous Leonie. So not only you're going to have this opportunity, but you are at the same time going to have this amazing sign that this is something that you need to take very seriously. Why do you have the help of your spirit guide and of your guardian angel when it comes to that sign, my darling? It's only because when you become aware of this opportunity, you will know, oh my God, now I just need to do something so brave. Now I just need to do something so brave. Now I just need to do something so brave. Just remember, this opportunity, it's a lot about you doing something really specific and starting to move forward, with things in your life. When it comes to that plan which you've had for absolute ages, this opportunity you will see as like, oh my God, you will be able to speed things up. This opportunity is going to help you to speed things up. but there is still going to be like this moment where you're going to be thinking like, oh my God, this is like a really brave. Now, you know, there are lots of things that are going to be on your mind, and you're going to feel more pressure because it's about making a certain step, a certain move that it's really, really big, This is probably going to be one of the biggest lifestyle changes you've ever made, because that step is going to lead towards you changing your whole life forever. When it comes to your life in general, when it comes to things that you do on daily basis, maybe you're going to start moving your home, maybe you're going to go move into a different house, into a different flat, maybe you're going to start moving into a different country, into a different area, maybe you're going to decide to have a complete lifestyle change. You know, this is going to be big for you, but you have to go with this wonderful flow right now, because you are going to benefit a lot from the power of number 11, which is going to be very enhanced throughout this week. You're going to be benefiting from the power of number 11, my gorgeous Leonie, and this is a lot about our own awakening, realization, about our spirituality, and it's about us tapping into like such a sacred stage of our life. And every single time when you see number 11 throughout this week, just pay attention to what was on your mind at around that time, because you will realize that you are standing in your own way when it comes to thinking about something really negatively, but you've been thinking about something so negatively for so long that subconsciously now you're thinking about something in a negative way, and you shouldn't. And that in itself, it's also like kind of preventing you to make certain steps in your life. So you need to go with this flow as well and see what are you holding yourself back with, you know. So every time you see number 11, just remember what was on your mind right before you saw that number, and then you need to kind of reflect on that in a different way so you can allow yourself to move on as well. Every little bit like that matters, you know, especially when it comes to from our spirit, our soul, and things like that, you know. So going back to the end of this week, so you're gonna need to make this, so you are gonna thank God that, you know, you will have this sign, and then somehow that sign that you are going to have, now somehow this sign, you know, which is going to mean to you that you should definitely go for this opportunity, you know, to speed this is going to speed things up for you. And also at around that time, you're going to feel like a really nostalgic. I know it sounds really crazy, but that sign and this situation in general is suddenly going to really help you to reconnect with yourself to the point where you are going to be thinking about your childhood and things like that. Something is really going to remind you of your childhood, and you're not even going to realize this, like, oh my God, because you're just going to kind of start thinking about your childhood, and then I suppose your inner child is like really going to take over. When an inner child takes over, we tend to be so brave, and we tend to be so much more intuitive, we tend to do the right thing, and that in itself, it's somehow going to, that inner child within you, which is going to be awakened, it's going to be primarily responsible for you like really realizing that you need to make this brave move, whatever this is. And later on, like a day or two after that moment in time, somebody who's so consistent in your life, this beautiful person I really like, maybe your friend, I don't know who this is, but somebody who's very consistent, who always gives you some kind of news. You know that this person is like really knowledgeable in general, and that but knowledgeable about everything. You have got people like that in life. I love them. I find them very interesting indeed. But this particular person who's knowledgeable about everything is going to give you some kind of a news here, and that's only going to happen like about one or 2 days after you become aware of this opportunity. And when you become aware of this important news, you will know now this is going to be it. This is going to be a sign. This is going to be the time when you are going to need to take that opportunity very, very seriously and make one of the most sacred adjustments of your entire life. Okay, I can tell you that next year, this time, my gorgeous Leonie, your life is going to be completely different, and you're going to be grateful to yourself so much that you decided to do this. Like, oh my God. So now, my gorgeous Leonie, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay, there is a one on the other side. What's that? Page of Cups. Look at this. You're going to have a nice little surprise this week as well. You're going to have a nice little surprise. Somebody very close to you is going to surprise you really nicely. That person is going to say something that you're dreaming about, something you are dreaming about. This person in your life is going to mention to you, and something, there is some kind of offer you're going to have as well. But that's not your tarot card. Wait. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Now, my gorgeous Leonie, what is going to be a tarot card of the week? Let's see. Let's see. Well, there you go. You're moving forward. You're moving on with your life. No better card could have come up, to be quite honest with you. You are moving forward with your life. You're about to, turn your back towards those things that are making you feel unhappy. Let's be honest. You've been unhappy for a while when it comes to your lifestyle in general. You need to be honest with yourself. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that you were miserable or anything, but you realize a while back, how much you need to change your life. The lifestyle change is like imminent. This life is too short. This life is too short to waste on things that are keep on making us feel frustrated. You have found yourself in the place, my gorgeous Leonie, that has come to an end. When it comes to your karma. So the sooner you are honest with yourself, the sooner you are indeed going to be able to move on with your life. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye. The reason why I think moss agate is ever so powerful, because the moment in time you put on this really powerful pendant, that moment in time your intuition is enhanced. At that moment in time, you start noticing signs you've never noticed before. At that moment in time, you become so creative. Why? Because moss agate is ever so powerful when it comes to you coming out of your comfort zone, when it comes to you coming out of your self-imposed prison, when it comes to you opening your mind, and when it comes to you understanding what exactly do you need to explore, what exactly do you need to do. And on top of that, there is this crazy courage you have when you wear this powerful pendant. It makes you very courageous, which is ever so important when it comes to us needing to take certain risks in our lives. Lots of people don't like to take risks, but sometimes people miss out so much in life because they do not want to take a risk. And this powerful crystal is never going to guide you towards you taking a risk that is not going to be good for you. This powerful crystal, it's only going to be guiding you towards you taking the risk, which is ultimately going to change your life forever. And on top of all that, it's like you just like kind of when you wear moss agate, you also start feeling this inspiration again. This is, you wear it and you start becoming inspiring. Things that you see inspiration in things you didn't see inspiration in before. And this helps you to understand and find out so much about yourself and about your life and about spirituality in general. It is very, very important, crystal, when it comes to, being really positive, when it comes to your mind, for example. And also, when it comes to moss agate, my gorgeous people, it's brilliant when it comes to physical healing as well. Absolutely brilliant. I highly recommend to everybody to actually have this, because at the end of the day, this crystal does helps you a lot with your own awakening, and this in itself, it's like It cannot be bad. This in itself, it's all essential and also important when it comes to us reconnecting with ourselves on such a deep and spiritual level and getting the most out of this life, the most out of this spiritual journey. And it's also like if we are indecisive, oh my God, being indecisive is horrible, like horrible. It's another thing that prevents us from moving forward in life. Most agate is also ever so powerful when it comes to you making the right decisions at the right time. Because when you wear this, you're never indecisive. Okay? And indecisiveness can be just, as bad as like, us not taking a risk when we are meant to take it. So there are so many things that are so beneficial for us in this powerful little crystal indeed. This moss agate comes with gorgeous sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is going to be above me somewhere, or it's going to be in the description below, or you can just go and see on top of the comments. I pin my products on top of the comments as well. This is where you can buy this gorgeous and ever so powerful pendant. If you need something to re-energize you a little bit, if you need something to pick you up like almost instantly, then I strongly suggest you, my gorgeous people, to get something like Crazy Lace Agate, which is absolutely perfect when it comes to promoting in an instant happiness, when it comes to promoting vitality, and when it comes to grounding as well. This is absolutely like a perfect combination of things that are so necessary when it comes to our balance in general. Because at the same time, when you feel like really negative, when you feel really down, when you feel really sad, when you feel really spaced out, I mean, this life can be very, very difficult sometimes. I completely understand. But the problem is when we are dealing with certain things in life, then certain things have got like a negative impact on us. And our energy is like taken away from us without us even realizing. Sometimes we are so energized, sometimes we have so many ideas, sometimes we are so keen to do things, and sometimes we are complete opposite. When sometimes we are down, sometimes we are negative. So, Crazy Lace Agate, it's absolutely perfect, specifically when it comes to us not feeling good, when it comes to us not feeling right, especially when this has been caused by the certain, situations in our life, which is absolutely natural, absolutely normal. But we need to get on with our lives. We need to get on with our lives. So this is why Crazy Lace Agate, it's absolutely brilliant because it's instantly, and I mean instantly, going to pick you up. It's not only about happiness, it's not only about vitality, but it's about this energy that instantly like kind of picks you up so you can get on with your life. You know how precious this crystal is. Very, very powerful indeed. This Crazy Lace Agate comes with sterling silver chain, okay? And the link to buy this is going to be above, or it's going to be within the description, in the description below, or you can simply go and see it's going to be pinned on top of the comments as well, where you can buy this gorgeous and ever so powerful pendant, Crazy Lace Agate.